I think just the fact that I hadn't really processed that it was all real yet made it difficult to communicate, and just the unknown factor that I still really didn't know what the treatment was going to be. So it felt weird for me to try to communicate, and you have a lot of people, are you okay? How do you feel about this? And if you haven't gone there in your mind yet, or if you haven't dealt with it on your own time, it can get a little bit uncomfortable with the communication piece. But my mom is a person that's very much in the know, and I have to make sure that I keep her updated constantly, or she worries. And being a mom myself, I understand, but sometimes I just got to remember that she's looking out for me. She wants what's best. So I probably over communicate to everybody, but I guess I'd rather do that than under communicate.
It was kind of hard. I didn't know exactly what to say. It's easy to say, not easy, but it's easier to say, hey, we went to the doctor. But I found it very hard to talk about the extent of the, stage 4 is, as Lori mentioned, it brings in a whole bunch of questions and a whole bunch of, to say she got diagnosed with cancer is one thing, to say stage 4 is another. And that was my biggest concern, is to communicate that and deal with everything else that brings. But I come from a long line of people who avoid confrontation, and I've learned slowly over the years that I have to, to be someone who can do that. And I took it full steam ahead and just said it. And to that very point, my family didn't really deal with it for a while. It took a while for that to set in, really kind of what we were going through. But the best way I did it was I just had to throw it out there. That was more for me than for them. I didn't want to, it was ripping a Band-Aid off.